Welcome to Johnny Talk. What we are going to talk about today is the fantastic all-round power forward, Chris Webber. All the data shown in this video are as of 21st July 2020.
Through the peephole, yo, everybody's getting geek, bro. Stop the hate and let them leaks know that we turn the club into a freak show. Turn the club to a freak show.
When we talk about the most brilliant small forward ever in NBA, Larry Bird, LeBron James, Grant Hill, and so on might be mentioned. However, if we change our topic into the power forward, in addition to Kevin Garnett, Chris Webber will definitely be mentioned. So today, let's meet this talented basketball player, Chris Webber. To talk about Webber's life, we should begin from his college career. When he was studying at the University of Michigan, he, together with Jane Rose, Juwan Howard, and the other two basketball players, are known as the Fat Five. In 1993, at the NCAA Men's Division I basketball championship game, Michigan was against North Carolina. With 11 seconds remaining, Michigan was down 73-71, falling 2 points behind North Carolina. At that time, being trapped in the corner by his opponent's double team, Webber called for a timeout while his team had none remaining. He therefore resulted in a technical foul that made North Carolina win the championship with the score 77-71. This mistake continues to follow him like a shadow. However, in spite of this mistake, Webber is still the first overall pick in the 1993 NBA draft. Even though the Orlando Magic selected him in the beginning, he was immediately traded to the Golden State Warriors in exchange for Penny Hardaway, the third pick. The Warriors, as a result, got this gifted power forward. Webber is 6 feet 9 inches tall and weighs 245 pounds. During the first season of his NBA career, he wasn't playing power forward but center, since the coach for the Warriors, Don Nelson, preferred the fast style of offense. However, it was a tough task for a 6'9" basketball player to play center in the 1990s because there were plenty of strong centers then, including Hakeem Olajuwon, Shaquille O'Neal, and so on. It turns out that Coach Nelson and Webber didn't share the same opinions on what position he should play, and finally, Webber was sent to the Washington Bullets in the summer of 1994. Even though Webber didn't satisfy with his position as a center, he still created an outstanding average: 17.5 points, 9.1 rebounds, 3.6 assists, 2.2 blocks, and 1.2 steals that made him win the NBA Rookie of the Year award. Being traded into the Bullets, Webber reunited with his college teammate Juwan Howard. However, because of his injuries, he only played 54 games in the 1994 and 95 season, and in the next season, that is the 1995 and 96 season, he merely played 15 games. He finally recovered and finished 72 games in the 1996 and 97 season. That was the first time he averaged above 20 points and 10 rebounds in his NBA career, and his great performance on the court also sent him into his first All-Star game. Unfortunately, things didn't go well in the beginning. Though Webber didn't want to be the center, he still played the center in the 1997 and 98 season. It is because that the original 7'7" starting center for the Bullets, George Muresan, was absent for the whole season, and Juwan Howard, who is as tall as Webber, was more suitable for the four than Webber. In the summer of 1998, Washington Bullets made a deal with the Sacramento Kings. Webber was then traded to the Kings in exchange for Mitch Richmond, who is also known as Rock. The Kings actually recruited many new basketball players in that summer. They drafted White Chocolate Jason Williams with the 7th overall pick in the 1998 NBA draft, and signed Blake Zyvick, the center who later on was elected to the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame in 2019. Peja Stojakovic, the great shooter in the NBA All-Star Game, also joined the Kings in that season. The participation of these talented players finally led the Kings to be the only team in the league that averaged more than 100 points per game in the 1998 and 99 season. Webber averaged 20 points, 13 rebounds, 4.1 assists, 2.1 blocks, and 1.4 steals, making him be selected into the All-NBA team for the first time in his life. What's more, his record of 13 rebounds also made him win the rebounding title at that time, which is the first and only time he won the title of the NBA annual rebounding leader in his career. As for the playoffs, the Kings was matched with the Utah Jazz in the first round. In the first 3 games of the series, the Kings was ahead 2-1, But in Game 4, the Jazz' John Stockton made the two-pointer at the last 0.7 seconds. This last-minute goal then made the game extend to Game 5. In the end, the Kings lost the series 3-2. It's worth mentioning that from the 1998 and 99 season till the 2002 and 3 season, Webber averaged at least 20 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 block, and 1 steal in these 5 successive seasons. That's why he is absolutely one of the most all-round power forwards in the league. In the 1999 and 2000 season, the Kings was matched against the Los Angeles Lakers in the first round of the playoffs. At last, the Lakers beat the Kings 3-2 and later on won the championship of that season. In the 2001 season, Peja Stojakovic was selected to join the starting lineup for the Kings. He then averaged above 20 points for the first time in his NBA career. But in the second round of the playoffs, the Kings was matched against the Lakers again and was beaten by the Lakers 4-0, failing to advance. Among all games in this series, Game 4 might be the most difficult game for the Kings, since the Lakers' Kobe Bryant got 48 points in that game, leading the Lakers to defeat the Kings for the second successive season. In the summer of 2001, the Kings made a deal with the Memphis Grizzlies. They traded white chocolate Jason Williams for Mike Bibby, not only because Bibby is good at perimeter shooting, but also because his performance on the court is considered to be more stable than Williams. Since Williams was quite popular among the Kings fans, this decision stirred up discussions at that time. For the fans, it is unacceptable to send him away. However, the arrival of Bibby later on made the Kings get 61 wins in the 2001 and 2 season, which is the best record not only in the league but also in the team's history. As for the playoffs, the Kings beat the Jazz 3-1 in the first round and defeated the Dallas Mavericks 4-1 in the second round. Then they met the Lakers again in Western Conference Finals. Since Stojakovic was injured in the series against the Mavs in the second round, he was absent for the first 4 games against the Lakers. The Kings led the first 3 games by the 2-1 margin and got a big chance to beat the Lakers. Till the last 10 seconds in Game 4, the Kings still led by 2 points, 99-97. They might have held a 3-1 advantage, but the Lakers' Robert Horry hit a dazzling 3-point shot at the last second to bring the crucial win for the Lakers. In Game 5, Bibby hit a 2-pointer that reversed the game with 8 seconds left to end the game, giving the Kings a 3-2 lead. In Game 6, the Lakers won their home game, making them draw with the Kings. In the fourth quarter in Game 7, till the last 1 minute 40 seconds, the Kings still led by 1 point, 94-93, but the Lakers' Horry later on hit a 3-point shot, bringing the game into overtime. In the end, the Lakers beat the Kings 112-106, which is the third successive season that the Kings was eliminated by the Lakers. Regardless of the past loss, the Kings still got a great record of 59 wins in the 2002 and 3 season, and Webber had the most assists in his team in that season, 5.4 points, which is higher than the point guard Bibby's 5.2 assists. It is clear that Webber's passing skills are also excellent. In the 2003 playoffs, the Kings beat the Jazz 4-1 in the first round and was matched against the Mavs in the second round. At last, the Kings lost the series 4-3 in Game 7. But what made the Kings fans more upset was that Webber was injured in Game 2 and failed to attend the following games. If you are a big fan of the Kings, we believe the scene that Webber got hurt will break your heart. Not until March 2003, that is the end of the 2003 and 4 season, was Webber back to the games. Even though he only played 23 games throughout the season, the Kings still got the record of 55 wins and 27 losses with the lead of the star shooter Peja Stojakovic, who averaged 24.2 points in that season. In the first round of the 2004 playoffs, they beat the Mavs 4-1, but in the second round, being against the Minnesota Timberwolves led by Kevin Garnett, the Kings lost the series 4-3 in Game 7. That was Webber's last playoff in the Kings season. In the mid of the 2004 and 5 season, Webber was traded to the Philadelphia 76ers, teaming up with the answer, Allen Iverson. At that time, many basketball fans expected a lot from this team. This is because first, these two players were still at the very peak of their careers. Iverson was 29 years old, while Webber was 31. And second, the arrival of Webber could strengthen the Sixers frontcourt. In the 2005 and 6 season, Iverson averaged 33 points, the highest score per game ever in his career. At the same time, Webber also averaged more than 20 points, which was the last time he got more than 20 points per game in his career. However, in spite of their great performance on the court, the Sixers failed to advance to the playoffs with their 38 wins and 44 losses. During the 2006 and 7 season, the Sixers traded Iverson to the Denver Nuggets and agreed with Webber to the buyout contract. Webber then joined the Detroit Pistons. In that season, the Pistons advanced to the Eastern Conference Finals and was against the Cleveland Cavaliers, but they sadly lost the game in the end by a 4-2 margin. Finally, during the 2007 and 8 season, which was Chris Webber's last season of his NBA career, he joined the Golden State Warriors. After he finished 9 games, getting the least points per game in his career, 3.9 points, he retired from basketball. Then, let's talk about some features of Chris Webber's NBA career. First, Webber averaged 20.7 points, 9.8 rebounds, 4.2 assists, 1.4 blocks, and 1.4 steals during his career. Those are really outstanding records. Also from his records for assists, steals, and blocks, people can know the reason why when it comes to the all-round power forward, he must be on the list. In short, he is omnipotent on the court, being able to in charge of any positions. And he is also good at diverse ways of offense, such as low post offense, post-up shots, and perimeter shots. As a result, Webber was a big hit at his peak. By the way, he is really charming with a smile on his face. Second, Webber's passing skills are really great. Though Kevin Garnett also possesses great passing skills for running the point, Webber's passes are more eye-catching than those of Garnett. That is why the Sacramento Kings could be so popular among all basketball fans when Webber, together with Jason Williams and Blake Dyvik, were all in the Kings. They all have impressive passing skills, and that is definitely the skills that make Webber different from other traditional power forward. Third, due to his injury, Webber never played more than 80 games in any season in his career and was forced to retire from basketball at the age of 34. Compared with the other star power forward in his generation, such as the Cavs' Dirk Nowitzki and the Spurs' Tim Duncan, Webber doesn't have a long NBA career. Finally, Webber's peak throughout his NBA career is absolutely at the time when he was in the Sacramento Kings, but the Kings lost 3 of their 6 playoffs against the Los Angeles Lakers. In those 3 playoffs, both Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant were in the Lakers. They are known as one of the best duos in NBA history, bringing a 3-peat to the Lakers. As a result, the Lakers is without a doubt Webber's greatest enemies in the Sacramento Kings seasons. Moreover, when Webber was in the Kings seasons, the Kings lost both their crucial Game 5 and 7. They were beaten 3-2 in the first round against the Jazz in 1999, losing the Game 4-3 in the second round against the Cavs in 2003, and was beaten by the 4-3 margin in the second round against the Wolves in 2004. That is also a critical reason that Webber has never won the championship in his life. Looking back on Webber's NBA career, he redefines the role of a power forward, letting people know that the one being good at passing is not always the point guard. These great breakthroughs makes him different from other traditional power forwards. If one could pick a player from the past to play in today's NBA, Webber would definitely be one of the best choices. Perhaps in this mobile era, he would be willing to play center. Webber is a 5-time All-Star and a 5-time All-NBA team member. However, regardless of his outstanding average points per game, he failed to bring the team advance to the NBA Finals. And his performance on the court was limited due to his injury later in his career. These 2 points might be the major reasons that make him fail to be elected to the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame so far. It is interesting that Webber's career shares some similarities with Penny Hardaway's. They both joined the NBA in the same season and was traded to each other's teams. Moreover, though Hardaway also brought lots of impacts on the fans and the league, he failed to be inducted into the Hall of Fame so far. And their achievements are both limited by their injuries. However, though Webber has never won the championship in his life, there is still a possibility that he will be elected into the Hall of Fame in the future. So, as for the future, we'll see what happens. We hope more and more fans can learn more about this all-round power forward Chris Webber from this video.